A socio-political group in Ondo State under the aegis of Ondo Liberation Initiative has condemned the statement by the State Commissioner of Information, Bamidele Ademola Olateju, saying there is no vacuum in the state government. The group says the statement is false, noting that the provision of Section 193, subsection 2 of the Nigerian Constitution has been violated by Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. The section, according to the statement released by the group and signed by its spokesperson, Johnson Alabi, stipulates that the governor shall hold regular meetings with his deputy, but the opposite is the case in Ondo State. It noted that it is no longer news that since the resumption of the governor, there has not been any state exco meetings for the past 2 months, and there has not been any representation of Ondo State at the National Executive Council meeting in Abuja. Governor Akeredolu and his deputy have since fallen apart, and the center does not seem to hold any longer. Well, joining us on the show now to speak on this development is the spokesperson of the Ondo State Liberation Initiative, Mr. Johnson Alabi. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you very much.
Now, I think I want us to just start with you clarifying exactly, the statement that your organization put out regarding this. Why are we getting a lot of back and forth regarding it? Can you just explain what's happening and then we can take it from there?
Okay. Actually, the problem between the governor and the deputy in Ondo State, like I've said in many places, many fora, that the governor is not the issue, but the people around the governor. The governor has been sick, as you are aware. He's been ill for some time. And if you put together this year, the number of months that the governor has been away, it will be probably up to about 8 months. And the governor has been away while the deputy governor was acting for the governor. The governor was in Germany and still they are giving instruction to commissioners, giving instruction, even though he has officially handed over to his deputy. So the deputy was more or less like just a ceremonial acting governor, without a portfolio, without anything coming to his table, because the governor was still dictating the affairs of the state while he was off. And just about a week ago, the Commissioner for Information in Ondo State was granted interview by the Arise TV, where she claimed that the deputy governor, some of the aides of the deputy governor, posted on their status the obituary of Mr. Governor, and that was the reason for the battle between the governor and his deputy. And we feel that this is not supposed to be. It means that that government has been reduced to hearsay, just mere hearsay. As soon as the governor returned, according to them, from Germany, he sacked all the aides of the deputy governor.
Can you confirm or deny if the media aides actually put out those kind of images saying that the governor had passed away?
I must confess to you that many people did, not only the media aid, because nobody had access to the health condition of Mr. Governor. Despite the fact that taxpayers' money of Ondo State people have been spent on his medical bills, still nobody was aware of his health status. And so there is bound to be rumors here and there. And when such rumors come, it's not, what if the governor had not had opportunity to sack those people? Will he also have opportunity to sack those people who carried the rumor that were not the staff of the deputy governor? So we believe that a government should not live just on a hearsay, which is what has happened. However, the House of Assembly have been claiming that the governor is involved in financial improprieties here and there. But from the interview of the Commissioner for Information, we are aware that the main reason why the impeachment is being sponsored is because of this obituary of Mr. Governor being posted on the status of the aides of Mr. Governor. However, with the way the situation is, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is the national leader of APC, has intervened in this matter by directing the National Secretariat of the party to intervene and settle the situation amicably. Unfortunately, the Speaker of Ondo State is acting as if he's not under any law, as if he's not under any political party. The party had said, go ahead, resolve with the deputy governor so that governance can, flow.
Yes.
And the man came back. It was after I came back from that peace meeting from Abuja that he now wrote a letter to the Chief Judge of Ondo State to set up another panel, and that was going to be the third time he's sending out a letter to the CJ to constitute a panel of inquiry on the deputy governor without any facts and figure. And I want to say here that ordinarily when you bring out an allegation against anybody, there must be particulars of that allegation, and that's what the Constitution says. Where there is no particular of such allegation, that allegation is invalid. And from what we have followed, step by step, the process of the impeachment was just a carrot. Nothing so much about it, because they could not even state the particulars of the offense they allege in their letters. So we feel that the Speaker of the House of Assembly had disobeyed the President. You may be aware that about a few days ago, there was a problem in Rivers State. And despite the fact that it's an opposition party, the President intervened, and Wike and Fubara, both of them entered together and they resolved this issue and they shook hands. But why is it difficult in our own situation?
Now, let me ask you a question. Permit me to interject at this point in time. My question is in two prongs. First of all, where is Governor Akeredolu at the moment? The reason why I asked this particular question is that a particular group called the Ondo Redemption Front have confronted the president to tell Governor Akeredolu that if he's fit, as he says, he should resume office. They are claiming that he is still in Ibadan. Now, the big question is this. Where is Governor Akeredolu at the moment? Let's start it off from there.
Well, I want to start by saying that nobody knows the whereabouts of Mr. Akeredolu. Probably the wife and his son, who is also a cabinet member in Ondo State. Maybe they may be aware of where he is. But just about some few days ago, my group also issued ultimatum to Mr. Governor to show up. You see, the Akeredolu that we know in Ondo State does not play games anyhow. And you cannot hide him in a normal situation. In an ideal situation, you cannot hide him. He will speak from wherever he is. You are aware that when the issue of Naira denomination and reprinting happened the other time, he came out. In fact, he attempted to go to court against the president, despite being close to that government. That is Akeredolu for you. So for Akeredolu to be somewhere now, and he's not talking, he's not speaking to anybody, then you should be, you should be aware that something has gone wrong. Akeredolu is not fit. I know that. Even from the pictures that we saw on the national TV when he claimed to have come back and resumed office. We saw the picture, we saw from the picture that the video that he was not fit. But he claimed that he was fit. And up to today, Akeredolu has not stepped his feet in Akure, the state capital of Ondo State. Talk less of going elsewhere. And we believe that vacuum has been created in the state. Because by the provision of section 193 subsection 2 in our letter that our press release, the section says the governor must have constant meeting with his deputy. Up till as we speak to you, the deputy does not have any relationship with the governor. He is not speaking to anybody. In fact, as at this moment, I am suspecting that the people who sign documents and bring them to the public domain are doing so by themselves and claiming that it is the governor that is doing so. That is my own belief at this moment, because the governor is unable to speak to anybody. The governor is unable to appear to anybody. Up to today, we have not seen him. We don't know where he is. Some say it's in Ibadan. Some say it's in Germany. We don't know. But certainly, he's not in Ondo State.
All right, then, just to clarify, we do not to create wide expressions on air that the governor actually is in Ibadan, and we have other Southwest governors that have gone there as well. But let's even talk about the apology that was rendered by the deputy governor himself, Honorable Loki Datiwa. He tendered an apology to the state governor, of course, at a press briefing in Akure. He was lamenting the embarrassment and the discomfort that the governor has had to face due to the barrage of negative news in the state over the last few months. Now, I'm just wondering if that apology in itself has done anything to affect the current political climate, because it looks as if the body language of the deputy governor is he is remorseful. Is yes. He's not necessarily trying to make the Ondo people in Ondo State be in the middle of it. So, what are your thoughts on that, Mr.
Well,
Alabi?
my thought is that the apology done by the deputy governor was part of the resolution agreement by the National Secretariat of APC, and he had he had come on that ground trying to fulfill part of the obligations they were given in that peace meeting. Unfortunately, as soon, it was not up to about 2 hours after he tendered the apology, that an aide of Mr. Governor, the SSA on special duty, came out and said that the governor refuses the apology. Though we don't know how he is able to get in touch with the governor, but I know that a lot of people have not been able to get in touch with the governor. And the apology, I personally would think that it should be in good faith, or somebody who has been remorseful. That
even the speaker has said the apology won't stop the train of impeachment.
Yeah, it is very disheartening that an assembly that came into an office that have not sponsored one bill since they came are just so much desperate to carry out an impeachment. And I'll tell you why. At the time, they wanted the deputy governor to go because they were orchestrating, they were going to install somebody who is the majority leader of the House now. He is a kinsman to the governor. Ogumola Shuyi is his name. He's in the House of Assembly there. So they were thinking that they were going to make Ogumola Shuyi the speaker. They wanted to impeach the then speaker. It couldn't work because they were thinking these people were the people that had access to the governor. So it's like they knew the condition of the governor, that the governor would not be able to come down to Ondo State anytime soon. So they were forcing their way to become either the governor or the deputy governor. That's one failed. Then they also orchestrated trying to make the son the deputy governor, so that as soon as he gets there, the father will now resign. That couldn't work. Then they attempted another means of bringing somebody to be deputy governor now that they can manipulate, and once the person gets there, the governor will resign. And this has impacted negatively on the lives of the people of Ondo State. It has impacted negatively on the governance of Ondo State. Up till as we speak, things are not working normal. We believe that there is vacuum in the government of Ondo State. In fact, in that section of the Constitution where section 193 subsection 2, it says if the governor does not have constant meeting with his deputy, the vacuum has been created. Not to talk of when the governor is not even around now and the deputy is not in office. Imagine that, when critical decisions will be taken in government, it must go through the state executive council meeting. Unfortunately, up to today, in the last 3-4 months, there has not been state executive council meeting. If there is no state executive council meeting, how do you make progress in the state? For up to about 4 or 5 months, there has been no representative of Ondo State at the Federal Executive Council meeting in Abuja. About 2 days ago, Police council meeting also held. Ondo State was conspicuously missing in that meeting. And up to today, nothing. Do you know that it is an aberration and a constitutional error for anybody to just come out and say the governor said it when the deputy governor is on ground? Okay. And somebody else will come and be speaking for the governor.
Right, Mr. Alabi, I think this is a good place for us to end this, but we'll continue to monitor this story and just hope that, Ondo State doesn't fall into a state of chaos. Spokesperson of the Ondo State Liberation Initiative, Mr. Johnson Alabi, we appreciate your time and analysis here on Arise News.